And what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are well. It's Thursday, and I've just trained Boulder Rovers shoulders and triceps. Really, nothing crazy. So basically, the workout started with some shoulder pressing, and started off with the 20 kilogram dumbbells, warming up the shoulders. Actually, no, it started with 10s, but anyway, the real sets, probably the real good warm-up sets, started about 20 kilograms. Did about, I think, 15 reps with the 20s, hopped onto the 25s, did about 10 reps or so, got to the 30s, and I got 9. I could have got 10, but I got 9. I don't know why I stopped at 9, to be honest with you. Then obviously got the 35s, and I felt strong today. I felt like, I had some power within me. Even though I was using that bench as well, I felt really good. So I was like, you know what? If I nail the 35s, I might hop onto the 37s. But that didn't happen because as soon as I got him up, the first 2 reps dictated the rest of the set. I managed to get 5. I could have fought for the sixth rep, but again, coming back to that shoulder injury that I had a couple of weeks back, I just thought it's not worth it. Sometimes, like, when you put that heavy weight on and you want to get the reps, but you gotta, the risks are not worth it for 1 rep, because come back next week and go rest, relax, eat a little bit, come back and attack it next week. Because if that shoulder, let's say, for those weeks that I was injured, that was like 2-3 weeks back that it held me back before I could carry on. So it wasn't worth it for that 6th rep, sorry. So I left it there, and I even thought, I was like, well, let me do another set with the 35, see if I can get even another set of 5. And I thought, you know what, you get 1 chance a week to do it, and just leave it there, just leave it there. Just leave it there, because at the end of the day, you end up forcing another rep, you know what I mean? And yeah, anyway, after that, it was back to the side raises, front raises, and shoulder clean and press. Like, last week I stated that, like, we're gonna smash these, I'm gonna try and blitz them, and I kid you not, right, today was actually difficult. The first set, I recorded it. I just fly through. I did the side raises for 15, everything for 15 without stopping. Side raises, front raises, shoulder clean and press without stopping. I felt fresh, felt good. I was like, it's going to be an easy ride today. Then I was like, right, let's go for 4 sets of this. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, let's do it. I already said it. We got to do it. So second set was like the first real set, because then everything is a bit warm. You've worked out a little bit. The mind know what it's doing. The body's like ready for it. It's already tingling. Bit of blood in there, starting to fill up. So yeah, I did the second set. Again, unbroken. I did okay. Now the last 2 sets, they were hard, and what I decided to do is like record the last set as well, because that's when you can see me struggle. Because it's all right me showing you a good set of how when I'm fresh, and I say, this is how I do it. This is how, it's no good. Let me show you like where I'm struggling. So and this is the set that you guys are watching, I hope. And yeah, the side raises for some reasons are not that bad, because I can sort of cope with the pain. I can sort of tolerate it to an extent. But just after or within the front raises, as soon as the front raises starts, it's like, oh my God, what if you got in there? If you got what it takes, it's what the weight's telling me. You know what I mean? So they start to burn. The 10 starts to be a bit heavy. The mind started to play like tricks on you, like just stop, drop them. And I think I did drop him a couple of times. And then, although last week I said, like, try not to drop them, because even when you're holding them, the shoulders are being pulled down and they're still working. And yeah, I had to drop them because, the pain, man, that pain is just unreal, But I managed to eke out the last set. Yeah, I was stopping and then I was pushing through. And yeah, the third set was as horrible. I think I must have stopped about 3 or 4 times, and I just put them on the floor. The front raises and the side raises, for me, I can cope, I can deal with it. But when you start doing like the clean and press, 1 rep feels like you're doing 5 reps at a time. You know what I mean? Because it's a long movement, right? You're going to do an upright row, and then you're going to turn your arm up to ready to press, and then you're going to come back down again. And most of the times you can just let the dumbbell just roll down, right? Or you can actually control it and then let the shoulders take that negative part of it. So you can make it as hard or as difficult as you want it. So at times I was really trying to burn those shoulders, and at times I was like, right, I just need to get through this. You know what I mean? You get caught up within the two because you're doing so many reps. You know, I try and do as good form as I can when it comes to that clean and press. But it is what it is, you know. Just do what you can, hit the number, because all I'm targeting is lightweight. I use 10 kilograms, and then just get as many reps as I can, as much volume and much blood in those shoulders as much as I can. I tell you what, after those 4 sets, I mean, my shoulders just felt heavy. They felt heavy, and it was like somebody lighting fireworks in the middle part of my shoulder. Do you know what I mean? It was like fireworks everywhere. Like, even I put my shoulders down, I put my hands up, I try and like sort of like carry my shoulders, if that's the thing. You know, I tried to put my arms, I couldn't find a good place for them to rest because it was just burning, and I think that's what the shoulders want. Well, I don't know if they want it, but that's how probably they're going to respond and hopefully grow. You know what I mean? That's the idea. But we're going to keep pushing it, and hopefully maybe next week you can have 5 sets in there. 5 sets of that. Jesus Christ, man, Lord Almighty. Let me not think about that. But yeah, that's the idea, man. As much volume as I can, because then I'm going to stay safe on those shoulders. I'm not going to get injured. I'm not going to get hurt. But I'm just going to, you know, capitalize on the repetitions, because that's what bodybuilding is. A lot of reps. You know what I mean? The reps are where the money is made, innit? That's what it is. Then after that, you know, I thought, you know what? Let's go and do behind the neck press on the Smith machine like I always do. And because my shoulders, my arms felt heavy, what I decided to do is I started it like normal. So I did a giant set, to be honest, as well, because sometimes I just do that on its own. But today I sort of like, right, my first set is going to be with 10 either side, and I'm going to go for 10 reps, and then straight after that I'm going to go on the cable machine and then hit some face pulls, and then get some dumbbells and then do some rear delt, bend over rear delt. That was the plan. I was like, right, okay, so we're going to go 10, 15 face pulls and 10 rear delts. And I thought that was going to be really easy. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be straight through, so I'll go. But yeah, that was just wishful thinking, because my shoulders were pumped, everything felt difficult. By the time I get to face pulls for 15, it's not really heavy weight I was using, but I was trying to squeeze and I was trying to control the weight back as well. So actually, when I was doing it, I was thinking, like, you know, I should do like a little what do we call it? Like a little technique explanation. Because with rear delts, especially with the cables or with the face pulls, if you can keep the silver point or the silver point of the rope above or in line with your forehead, if it's higher than that, it's even better, because then you keep your shoulders really, really turned in and high, and then that gets them worked a lot more. So when you stretch it, if you think about stretching those arms forward, your shoulders are still and the elbows are still high in that silver pointy bit in line with your forehead. So as you bring it back, you're trying to do like a bicep curl, try like a bicep stance pose. So you're trying to separate the cable, but keeping that silver point, if not higher than your forehead or in line with your forehead. And then every time, don't let that drop. So for the whole duration of the set, just holding your arms up there like that, they just burn. So yeah, it was just a little bit of intensity altogether. And then obviously the rear delts, the squeeze, the hold, like the 1-2 hold and then stretch, that was just on another level. So by the time I finished the face pulls and then grabbed the 15 kilogram dumbbells for the rear delt, they just felt heavy. And then when I sort of drive the elbows high and wide, they felt really heavy. I feel like I wasn't even moving them. And another good thing when you do bend over dumbbell with the dumbbell rear delt stuff, try not to let the dumbbells hit each other at the bottom. It's sort of like as if you want to put the brakes on. So you get them up, elbows high, right? And then you drive your elbows as high as you can. Then on the way down, put as much brakes as you can, slowly, and don't let the dumbbells touch. Your rear delt will be on fire, my man. They'll be on fire, because I believe you can use those rear delts as brakes, you know what I mean? And then you're really using them. Then I think that's what they're good at. They respond better that way, rather than just fast out and then squeeze at the top, you know, when you're bent over. So yeah, I really wanted you to home in on that. I hope you get that. If not, I'm going to do another video so I can really explain what I mean there. But I think you get the drift. It's holding it in, the brakes on the way back down. So I did that, and I did 3 sets, and I think I actually finished off with 20 either side on the Smith. So I did 3 rounds of that, and then after that I went over and did some reverse bench press. So it's a little bit tricky. I wouldn't advise you guys to do reverse bench press, but if you can learn it, please do. It's dangerous, but please find somebody to do it with you, because it's everything can easily go wrong. So for me, reverse bench press, I feel more triceps. Yes, my chest is still working, but I really would love to do close grip bench pressing, but at times it hurts my wrist and my elbow, and I don't really get a good connection with the triceps when I do close grip. So I sort of started doing reverse a couple of years ago, and I loved it ever since. I never went really heavy, but I just find like when you go reverse and everything is in the right place, the connection between the heel of your palm and the triceps is unreal. It's super. I don't know. It's just mad. So I did reverse bench press, and I did 60 for 10, and then I did 80 for 10, and then I did 100 for maybe 7 reps. And again, yeah, when you get stuck, you know, that's when you need somebody there, because sometimes, you know, repping the weight out is not as bad as putting the weight back in. So, you know, once your triceps and your arms are tight and you want to rack the weight, that's when it can get a bit tricky, because your arms are in the reverse fashion. So the weight can easily slip out your hands and it can just fall right on your face or your chest. So as you can see, well, I couldn't get the 7th rep up that well. So I just did sort of a half rep, and then I just hoped and prayed that I hooked it straight in. And that's the dangerous bit about that, you know. That's all I can say, you know. But if you can nail the technique, research, and yeah, it's almost as if like it's I try to explain to people, like when you do a bend over row with a barbell, but with your arms pronated, right? So you're in a 45-degree angle and you row it in, it feels much nicer, right? So I always say, like, it's like an upside down version of that. So instead of me standing in a 45-degree, I'm like laid on my back, so hooking and rowing the weight, so to say. Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it to some people. Obviously you're rowing, you can row more weight, right, than you can press, but it feels like you can control the weight better. That is, your triceps are engaged, I think your back is engaged, and you're laid down. You can control it better in that fashion. But obviously, as well, pushing, because you've got a good foundation to push, right? But it's just a risky exercise, I'd say. If you're good with close grip, stay with close grip. But yeah, I like reverse bench press. So that's why I did that. And my triceps and also my biceps, to be honest, were a little bit pumped when I do that. I don't know why. It's just a nice feeling. I just love it. And after reverse bench press, I then went over. Actually, I superseded reverse bench press with some rear delt flies on the machine. And again, when I was doing those rear delts, I kept them really light, and I was focusing on going a little bit fast out, a little bit of momentum. But on the way back in, I was slowing it right down, right down. You know what I mean? So control it, and then soon as the weight just about to rest or touch, you fire them back up again. So you constantly keeping tension on those rear delts. And I believe I did about 15 reps, and I think that's the best way to work those rear delts, because to have good shoulders, everybody says everybody has got probably overdeveloped front and side raises, but you know, to make those shoulders stand out the most, the rear delt has to be massive. not massive, they has to be developed as well. Do you know what I mean? Because it's hard to develop those rear delts. So sometimes I used to start with rear delts on shoulder day, but not anymore. Not because they're developed, but I just find like when my shoulders are warm, I get a good connection and I can really focus on those rear delts. But most bodybuilders will start with rear delts. Most, if not most, yeah. So yeah, smash those rear delts. Make sure you got good rear delts. Build them rear delts, and yeah, enjoy them. You ever got good shoulders? Because I think everybody, for the physique to stand out, you might have massive legs, but if your shoulders are tiny, it just doesn't make you feel big or broad. You know what I mean? If those shoulders are capped and they're wide and your chest is high, man, you look great. You know what I mean? All the girls love that, and they'll look good in a t-shirt, in a shirt, or even in a vest, whatever you do, because your shoulders are just like out there. You know what I mean? So yeah, we gotta cut them shoulders. So shoulders is the number one thing for the frame, for your frame, I say. Yeah, I do believe that. So okay, then after that I did some tricep push downs on the cable. What I did 3 sets on that one, aiming for about 8 to 10. Then straight after I did a drop set on my last set. And then as well I was thinking, like, you know, there's no difference between tricep extensions and leg extensions, in the sense that, like, I was like, right, maybe I need an arm day where I can train triceps like my quads. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously there'll be a little bit of a tweaking in there, but then yeah, they both work kind of similar, right? So like I said, I started squeezing. So I like squeezing and not using momentum like we do on the leg extensions. I'll squeeze and then control it slowly up to and then lock them back out and squeeze as much as I can. And when I did the drop set, I had the same technique where I wasn't going for momentum. I was just using just good form and controlling the weight with the tricep at all time. And then it's only up until the last really light set I just thought, you know what, let's just bang them out as many as I can. And I can't remember how many I did. I was just going for the burn. But the burn on triceps is a little bit different from burn on legs. It's much more enjoyable on triceps, but not as great, but much more enjoyable. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna try and do. And I think my arms are a little bit weak. So I think I also need the arm day. I need my arms to be huge, you know. I need a day where I can just come and do biceps and triceps and then just let them go huge. Yeah, I think I do. I said that a couple of weeks ago and I haven't done it yet. But I think I have to start doing that, because then I can see more development. I can focus more. I'm not in a rush. Because sometimes when I've done shoulders and I started doing triceps, my heart's not in the tricep. I feel like I've wasted. I've got no more energy. I just want to go home. It's getting late, you know what I mean? But then if you just a dedicated day for arms, I mean, you've got no excuses, right? That's what it is. Maybe arms and calves too. Yeah, that might be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Then you can, that's what it is. So yeah, after that, you know, I did some one arm tricep overhead extension with the dumbbell. I did 3 sets of that with the 10s. My triceps were pumped. I didn't want any heavier weight than that, because I thought it's game over, you know. There's no point going heavy there. So yeah, so that was the workout, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like and share it to your mates. And if you got any questions, or if you guys think that I should do something that you may like, again, let me know in the comments, or just send me a message. And yeah, let's get it. Right, I'ma go, and I'll catch you all tomorrow when I'm gonna do hamstrings. But I'm gonna do it on my own tomorrow, because I'm going away in the afternoon and I can't train with Amy. So it's gonna be a different. It'll still be the same exercises, but Amy won't be there. All right, guys. So I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, buddy. Like, baby.